We-On-Loc here. Thought I'd just touch bases. It's getting crazy, man. First and foremost, to the Nolan Wells family, you, the, I'm getting real irritated. It's one thing after another, and and we're going to pretend that there is no foul play. More importantly than that, there is no racism. It's tiresome at this point. It is tiresome that I have to hear day by day by day that a young boy or an infant or a woman or a young lady has to be sacrificed. It's quite tiresome, and people and white folks get all up in arms when a white teenager gets poked or gets gunned down. They're all up in arms, but we are wrong for feeling how we feel. It's quite mind boggling. And I'm getting really irritated. So, shouts out to their family. Shouts out to Noah Wells' family. I hope you get justice. They are, as far as I know about that one, as far as the body, they're taking the body to Washington, or already took the body to Washington, and they are going to do a full autopsy. So you mean to tell me you were with three white boys and none of y'all know, none of y'all knew what happened? You didn't talk to the father, you didn't talk to the mother, or what? What is this shit all about? It has something to do with, I don't know, some girl that he was allegedly seeing. I mean, we don't know allegedly what happened on that island. None of us know. We just know what's being reported. And a fight over a cell phone, quite strange. Quite strange indeed. Again, we don't know the specifics of what happened. I hope he gets. I hope the family of Nolan Wells gets justice. Same thing with Carmelo Anthony with his case. I hope he receives justice as well. Moving on. Moving on to different adventures. I hear Trump's having some issues, and oh boy. See, this is what happens with karma. Karma's a bitch. Karma usually kicks you straight dead in the ass. This is what I've been hearing for the past like a week or so, that he's being AS'd. Don't want to say the full length of it because we don't know how YouTube's sensitivity. I'm so glad I'm not even on TikTok. First, let me give my little assessment on TikTok. Fuck TikTok. I can't stand TikTok. I mean, I will go on there sometimes, and I will support all the people who are who support me, or I support them, because I refuse to do any type of lives on TikTok. I refuse. So I'm just letting you know right now, deaf to TikTok, deaf to it. I mean, this just that's Trump's TikTok. Trump gets to get away with shit. So I mean, and again, you got dumbass people who go on TikTok. I mean, like, not all of them, but just TikTok bullshit. I mean, I can't stand fucking TikTok. I mean, you can't. It's bad enough you can't say what you really want to say. That's bad enough. But just little things. They're taking away your freedom of speech. They're literally taking away your freedom of speech. But back to Trump. I'm hearing he's having some difficulties keeping his mouth shut. But what does the universe tell you? The universe tells you that each and every single time you open your mouth, those words come right back around and seem to bite you on your ass. And now Iran is out for blood, so to speak. See, I can actually say the word blood. You on TikTok, you can't say the word blood. Oh, fuck all that. Just say whatever the fuck I want to say. These guys were going. It was like, oh, this Trump is his Area 51. He was afraid. Why would he be over there? Or I forgot where he was, but I mean, I wasn't even paying attention to it most of the time because obviously the things that he just loves to say, it just comes out of his mouth is 100% lies on top of lies. And I'm like, whatever. But then this comes, well, I haven't even gotten it posted up yet, but this shit comes up in Iran. And I'm like, whoa. So this is actually for real? So it's like, no, this can't be. This is a lie. This is a damn lie. Ain't nobody trying to assassinate him. Well, I actually said the word, oh well. Ain't nobody trying to assassinate Trump. Sure enough.
Donald Trump is saying 1,000 missiles are locked and loaded at Iran if it follows through and assassinates him. Never before has an American president been talking this openly about his own death, but here we are. Tonight, the president says 1,000 missiles are locked and loaded and aimed at the Islamic Republic of Iran, and thousands of more to immediately follow should the government act on its threat, pronounced in many corners of the globe to assassinate or attempt to assassinate the sitting president of the United States of America, in this case, me. Orders have already been given, and the U.S. military is ready, willing, and able for a 1-year period, subject to extension, to completely decimate and destroy all areas of Iran. Praise be to Allah. Trump says that if the Iranian government...
We're happy to do that as a false flag operation. And Madagascar. Yeah, nailed it. You know...
Wait a minute. Did he just say all praise be to Allah? So you a Muslim now? Trump is a Muslim. Trump is black. Trump is Asian. Trump is everything. Trump gonna get his ass handed to him if he's not careful. If he is not careful. But let me continue with this.
Government were to kill him, the United States would essentially be firing missiles at Iran for a year. And he is once again praising Allah tonight. This is the state of negotiations between the United States and Iran. This is the ceasefire that we're in.
So let me get this straight. You go on a rampage and you start talking shit to Venezuelans. You went over there and you captured their ambassador along with his wife. Then you go to Iceland and try to take over that one. Then you make threats to Mexico, Canada, and I think there was Cuba. Why are we mentioning Cuba? And I still don't know that to this very day. Then you make threats at Iran. Now, Iran, which everybody knows, is I would say U.S.'s biggest enemy, one of U.S.'s biggest enemy. And Donald Trump, again, which he ended up tearing up, ended up tearing up Obama's agreement with Iran. He ended up tearing that up his first term. Second term, he wants to negotiate the same contract as what Obama did with more money. They said hail to the freaking no because your ceasefire didn't fit the bill. One minute you're throwing bombs at them, and the next minute you're ceasefiring. You want to negotiate. They didn't want to negotiate with you. You wanted to press the big button, but you didn't. You said, "Let's negotiate." It's like, well, I don't like their negotiation. Let's negotiate anyway. And then it came back, and he's like, "I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like this. I don't like that. Let's just quit altogether. Let's quit altogether. Let's just not deal with it anymore." Oh no. Once you're in a battle, you just don't up and leave. You just say, "All right, we whooped your ass, so goodbye." It don't work like that. When you're in there, you're in there until every general's general is eliminated. Like he said before, eliminated. Now, oh, you know what? I'm trying to be easy about this because this is y'all president, not mine. This is y'all. So now he says that if anything were to happen to him, there will be 1,000 missiles pointed at Iran and 1,000 more for about a year. Never mind what's going to happen to us in the long run, because what makes you think they're not going to retaliate? Numbnuts. What makes you think that if the United States intervenes like they have done so before with the Israelis, and they went and intervened, what makes you think that the Irans plus Pakistan plus China, because you're interfering in their business, what makes you think that they won't fire back at the U.S.? This is your boy, Trump. This is your boy. And you're going to do this for a whole year just in case something happens to him. Stop it. Stop. See, this is what happens when you bring a non-negotiator to the negotiating table. This is what happens. I thought, and for the life of me, I thought this was fake. I thought this was actually fake. I said, "Nah, he ain't assassinating him." It's like he's too stupid. He's literally too stupid. They are serious. I mean, they are dead ass serious about killing. Well, off the what's the proper word now? What's the proper word? Offing Mr. Trump. Can we say it's karma? Can we say it is karma? I don't like words like this. I don't like things like this. But when you bring it upon yourself, this is what happens when you open your mouth to some shit and you don't know what the hell you're doing. And this is the reason why they wanted him out the fucking war room. Because he doesn't mentally get it. His dimension is gone absolutely freaking crazy. You can love him all you want, but he's going to get you killed. So if he retaliates, just to let you know, if something happens to us, do not blame black folks. Do not blame black folks for his bullshit. Blame yourselves for even putting him back in the White House. This is your fault. Don't blame Jasmine Crockett. Don't blame AOC. Don't blame the Obamas. Do not blame the Obamas. Do not blame anyone from the Democratic Party. blame yourselves. Oh my.
Who will kill? And this is the price for the person who will kill you. Because you just not kill Mr. Khamenei. You kill your heart. You kill your father. You kill your imam. You know? You have to pay for that. This is blood for the blood. This is the price of the person who will give to the person who will kill you.
So, Sitara, one of the things that struck me most about what I've seen since, I went to the Mosala to yesterday, being out in the street for the procession of the coffin of Ali Khamenei, was just how angry people are. They want revenge. Many of them see revenge as a form of justice, and there are banners over city overpasses, essentially dramatizing the assassination of Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. People were holding signs that said "Kill Trump." Others had signs calling just simply for revenge, blood retribution. What do you make of all this, and where do you think it could lead?
As you also mentioned, I think it's more about seeking justice, about making sure that the U.S. regime cannot just simply come and take out Iranian leaders, Iranian officials, and the most popular political figure in Iran, who is also the commander-in-chief, without being held accountable or nothing happening to them. They want to make sure to send this clear message that for us, we're not going to, sit idle by and not take any action and respond to the assassinations that you have carried out. When General Soleimani was assassinated by Trump's regime, Ayatollah Khamenei said that we will take revenge. He did not mention take revenge for one person, which was Trump, who actually ordered the assassination. It was, he talked about the strategic patience. He talked about how
Whoa. Now, mind you, I'm minding my own business, right? Hold up. This is a stupid thing. Mind you, minding my own business. I didn't know anything about anything because, the whole Nolan Wells things, shouts out to the family. Like I said, may you get justice. And then the whole Carmelo Anthony situation, may he get justice. And I was prepared to just take a vacation until I came on to this. Now, maybe I may be a little harsh on this, but that's karma, baby. That's karma coming at you, full steam ahead. Now, don't nobody in the comment section or anybody come over the comments talking about you're supposed to support Trump no matter. No. That don't work that way. Did you support? And let me get my name. Let me get these names right. Well, a name. Let me get this name right. And go ahead and hit that like button while I'm thinking about this. Who suffered cardiac arrest? I forgot the white man who suffered cardiac arrest. And Donald Trump, did he say death to Mitch McConnell at one point? Because is it Mitch McConnell, correct me if I'm wrong, is it Mitch McConnell, the one who was suffering cardiac arrest not too long ago? But isn't he like a congressman or something like that? I don't know. I'm still learning these names. I'm still learning these names and still learning these faces. But he did say death to Mitch McConnell because of Mitch McConnell's choice of words. Didn't Donald Trump lift the middle finger up to all the non-Trump support? Anyone who is supposedly anti-Trump, supposedly anti-Trump, you just can't just say anything to Trump without getting fired? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is karma. Maybe it is that you really do need to keep your mouth shut and off of social media. Each and every single day, you blame Obama. You go on your True Social, you blame Obama. Then you blame Sleepy Joe. Then you go off some other adventure and you start making all these assumptions that this economy is going great. Then you said, I don't care about the damn economy. I just care if Iran is building a nuclear weapon. I don't want them building a nuclear weapon. Oh, boo-hoo. Probably they're already on their way building a nuclear weapon. Do you know how long it takes to build a nuclear weapon like that, of that magnitude? Do you know how long it takes to build something like that? Now, if that contract were ripped up by you and you were to play these stupid games because you wanted to pretend that you were somebody that you weren't, black and with swag. I remember him saying that he's, the greatest president ever. I'm better at something TikTok. He mentioned TikTok, something of TikTok. I'm better known on TikTok or whatever shit he said. But never mind about the people in the United States of America who are suffering through gas, groceries, rent. I mean, again, making life choices at the gas pump, making life choices at the grocery store. I mean, you can do what you have to do to continue to pay rent, but never mind that. We're just going to take Bitcoin, right? And we're just going to put billions and billions of dollars in our pocket, allegedly. It is what it is. And you know what? The Democrats, they do have demons that in their own closet that they have to eliminate. They're not safe either. But this is not a Democratic issue. This is a Republican issue. Well, let me take all that back. It's not a Republican. It's not Democrat. This Nimrod, this dictator who built a UFC ring in the White House, who is continuing to have you, the taxpayer, pay taxes on his supposed ballroom. Yeah. That's tough. That's really tough. But like I said, F you to the American people. And hello, Bitcoin. And I'm going to go off on a limb, by the way. I'm going to go off on a heavy limb and say the reason why he is saying F you to America right now and getting rich on y'all behalves, not mine, but yours, you're the one that voted for him, is the fact that he's trying to be like the Rothschilds. He's trying to be like the Rothschilds, the Marishnikovs, the Bilderbergs. He's trying to be one of those. And of course his families are going to get rich off of this. And he just might have someone in his family who may or may not want to run as president one of these days. That's dangerous. That is dangerous. You need to get him out right now. That's why I urge each and every single one of you who votes democratically, vote in November. Vote in November. Make sure these seats turn blue. Speaking of seats turning blue, a certain someone, and you already know where I'm going with this. A certain person wants a certain someone to help this certain someone to make sure that Texas is turning blue. That's not her job. It is your job, sir. Once again, and everybody is up in arms once again and blaming Jasmine Crockett. Yes, blaming Jasmine Crockett for not supporting Jane Tallarico. Well, guess what? She doesn't have to. Well, she's already has supported the guy by saying good luck. It's like, I'm going to step down for you and I'm going to say good luck to you. If you want any further assistance, you're going to have to call my base. And what I've heard is that he has not reached out to the Black Caucus. If you have not reached out to the Black Caucus, if you have not reached out to anyone who is African American, who is quite namely responsible for Jasmine Crockett getting a million votes, then what makes you think, out of the life of me, what makes you think that James Tallarico is just going to stand there and hope of all hopes that, oh gee, Willie God, I hope I get 90% of the black votes like Jasmine did. Oh gee, Willie Jeekers. Oh, why, my. I'm telling you, this world is corrupted. This world is very, very corrupted. Like I said, I was going to take a break until I heard this news. I was going to take a real long break. But I just decided to go ahead and report on what I've heard. And quite frankly, I'm going to tell you the truth. If Donald Trump doesn't stop what he's doing right now, he is going to be in a world of hurt. No, forget that. Fuck him. We are going to suffer. And you can say whatever it is that you want to say. We're the ones that are going to end up suffering at the very end. He can go on his plane, which is possibly bulletproof, possibly, maybe. He can go into any one of his bases and just be safe because it's heavily guarded, while the rest of us catch hellfire. This is crazy.
Severe revenge will come later. The revenge, in my view, is that we're going to deter U.S. imperialism. We're going to bring the U.S. imperialist system to its knees. It's not about one. Some people want to make it more.
When you got people, and trust me, when you got people who are mad at you, yeah, you get this. You get that.
Take it out to one person, which is like Trump or Bibi Netanyahu, for the crimes that they have committed, because they're symbolizing the system of aggression by the U.S. imperialist structure. But it's not only about Trump. It's not about Bibi himself. It's about the settler colonial project that has been carrying out genocide. It's about a U.S. political structure that.
I love. Let me be nice. I love Trump supporters because the delusional base. The delusion is just off the charts. If you think inflation is lower than it's ever been the past 40 years, then I don't know what joint you're smoking. We're still in inflation right now, sir. I don't have the numbers in front of me because this is not my laptop. But if I were to go on my wife's computer, which she won't let me, I would tell you the actual numbers of where we are right now. And when I looked at it, it was not good. Maybe you need to argue with Isaiah Martin about this. Maybe you need to argue with him. Maybe you need to argue with Dean about this. Maybe you need to argue with Parker with this. I don't know. But even people in the Republican space and I can't say conservatives. Certain conservatives are getting real fed up at Trump right now. Getting real fed up. So you can't see, but you can't see the forest from the trees. Everything that Trump says, you're going to believe on demand, because I even heard this from people. He speaks so well. Let's get out of your head. Get your head out of your asses, people. The man has dementia. He can't even stay awake half the time when he's at his meetings. Okay? Knock it off. Just knock it off. Inflation is inflation is high. Freaking gas prices are still high in LA. The price of eggs, the price of milk, the price of, oh my God, peanuts. Rent is high. Electoral colleges. This is the problem. Again, I'll iterate this again. When Hillary Clinton, y'all need to be careful with them names now. When Hillary Clinton ran for office, she was ahead, but I forgot how much, right? In the popular vote. Somehow the Electoral College just said, nope, we're not going to let women in the White House. Same thing with Kamala Harris. Now, everybody has their little feelings about Kamala Harris. This time around, y'all need to get out of your feelings. Because if she decides to run again, we need to get on the polls and we need to go vote for this woman. Because anything can be better than J.D. Vance being in office. Anybody can be better than J.D. Vance being in office right now. I am telling you. Say what you want about that woman. Would you rather have Jasmine in there? No. Too much like right. You don't. Jasmine's always complaining. Jasmine is always making a racial thing. Jasmine this, Jasmine that. Jasmine won't support James Alamico. Jasmine is always talking about black this and black that, and black women this and black women that. It's crazy. Totally crazy. Fatherless homes. Well, maybe white folks need to stop taking black men out the homes then. Through, well, let's not go there with the whole Jim Crow thing, because I can go for days on this. I can go for days. You locking up black men for what? Over a little piece of candy. You can lock a brother up for a piece of candy for years. Prime example, the Carmelo Anthony case. Carmelo Anthony defended himself against two big pearly white boys. Well, and of course the people that were with him. Allegedly, he stabbed this white kid and ran for help. He's getting 35 years for a little poke. Poke. Meanwhile, a white kid stabbing a Hispanic kid, same state, different county, he gets 10 years. Tell me that is not proportionate. Tell me that isn't proportionate.
For decades has been killing, massacring people, has been killing Iranians. It's not only about our leader, it's also about the 168 school children in Minab. It's also about the thousands of Iranians that have been killed by not only the war that the US and Israel launched on the country, but also the sanctions that have been killing Iranians and killing people across the world.
Now all of a sudden you're victims. I love it.
So while you also probably notice a lot of red flags, which symbolize revenge. And this is, even in Shia ideology, we have that notion of revenge, and it's never about one person. It's about establishing justice and bringing justice to the perpetrators of crimes. Because for Iranians, you know, how the US has also, for example, randomly taken out the democratically elected president of Venezuela and put him in prison. And
when people say that they're tired, they're tired. But it's like I said before, if anything were to happen, do not blame the Democratic Party for anything. Stop blaming Obama. Well, Obama had nothing to do with this. I have my issues with Obama, but I am not going to let anyone from this chat or any other live stream blame Obama for the things that Trump is doing right now. I will not have it.
That's even sure, but let's run through the actual evidence. What we from the Israelis that
our alliance with Israel, they gave us intelligence to help us keep our president from being assassinated. That's a good thing.
Did they? So yet another piece of intelligence from the Israelis that coincidentally helps their own cause, which is to push us further into this war with Iran. Well, John, is this intelligence we should be concerned about?
I think they'd love it if we were.
This is the one thing we will agree on. I also heard through the grapevine that the Democrats, and I'm not Democrat or Republican, I'm an independent, that the Democrats are trying to hire in an ex-Nazi to be in Congress or some shit. This is the reason why I say Jasmine Crockett should be lead. Sorry, I'm talking on some Skittles. Hakeem Jeffries needs to go. He's not leading. He's reading from the same teleprompter that Obama did. So, and Jasmine loves speaking her mind, but people don't like it when you speak your mind. You know, people don't like that. They just like what is. Like, you're supposed to be following a certain script. It's like a friend of mine used to tell me, you got to keep it at a certain level with certain people, and you got to take the high road sometime. Each time we take the high road, we get stomped on, spit on, hung from trees, shit like that. Yeah. But there is no such thing as racism in America. Well, there is no such thing as corruption in America. But I say, wasn't Charlie Kirk a Nazi? Oops. Did I say something wrong?
Said that meant that we would shut up and go along with what they
I got that lean in my cup.
want to do, but I'm not so sure. But let's run through the actual evidence, what we know about this supposed plot. So earlier this week, during the NATO summit in Turkey, Trump said that there was an active assassination plot targeting, which you can see here.
I'm number one on the kill list for Iran. They're lovely people. I'm number one. So I don't know. I can't tell you that, but I don't really care because I'm doing my job and I'm doing it, I hope, better than anybody's ever done it because we have a country that's hot and really, really successful. But I mention it only because it's on the list. I mean, it came out. There was another list came out yesterday, and I'm number one on. I like being number one on TikTok better, but I'm number one on the list for killing.
I think like the few remaining neurons in his brain, there's
Lincoln only ended slaves that were in armed rebellion, you idiot. You were freed in 1865, you idiot. But even in the 1865 when they finally freed the slaves, you weren't free up here. So stop acting like you know Black history just because you looked up some things on Wikipedia. Why don't you look up that one lady? Why don't you look up that one lady who merely was pregnant, 9 months pregnant? You hung her upside down and then you ripped her baby apart. You ripped her stomach apart, dragged her baby out of there while setting her on fire. And then once she came on fire, then you literally stomped the baby in two. Oh, how about the whole Emmett Till situation? This is what I heard about the whole Mark Walsh or Black Walsh or whatever the fuck his name is. How about this? Send that idiot an invitation over to the We-On-Loc Nation channel. I need to talk to him about a couple things. Number one, how are you going to say that Emmett Till, when he was at that white lady's store, that he allegedly grabbed her and said, "Come on, baby," and inappropriately touched y'all some goddamn. Oh, this is the reason why Malcolm X preached separation between the Black race and the white race. But Martin Luther, I don't want to blame anything on Martin Luther King because I know what he was trying to do. But this is ridiculous. So you're trying to allegedly say that Emmett Till brought this on himself. So him smiling at a white lady, that you had to assassinate him for that? You literally had to burn his body, cut him up, beat him to a pulp, drag him around, just tortured him to death, shot him, and then threw him in the river like he was a Hebrew. Years later, these people, the brothers of this particular female, they're dead. So the lady, I heard the lady was still living. I don't know if she's still living or still or whatever, but fuck her. But I guess that's the reason. Well, still to this day, she's being hidden because you know a whole bunch of. Let me not go there. It's amazing how you just flip stories around to pretend that you're the victim, which you are not. And then you got this shit. And then you literally got this shit going on. Again, Trump needs to shut the fuck up. If he doesn't shut the fuck up, then if something happens to him, oh fucking well. Blame yourselves. Blame the Republican Party. Blame Not none, not one, but many from the Republican Party. Maybe you'll get, little bonus, don't blame black people either for not joining your army. Some stupid shit. Stupid shit.
Still capable of firing have latched onto. If I say something's on a list, it's more interesting, it's more compelling. So now I'm on TikTok and also Iran. But anyway, is he actually on their list? Well, maybe in a general sense, but he's not speaking generally. He means very specifically. And apparently, according to the Wall Street Journal, it was Israel once again, which came to Donald Trump at a crucial moment in this conflict and said, hey, they're trying to kill you. You should freak out now, maybe get violent. They know Donald Trump. They know how he responds to things. Now, interestingly, the Wall Street Journal they don't know the evidence. Like Israel said there's a plot. Maybe they have evidence, maybe they don't. We're dumb peasants. We don't get to know. We just get to be dragged along into a forever war. You should know, though, that Israel has frequently provided evidence that it turned out was fully fake, and they knew that it wasn't real, to manipulate our government into acting in ways that they want. So not too long ago, there was a presentation in the Situation Room at the White House by Benjamin Netanyahu. And him and his team outlined conditions that they portrayed as pointing to near certain victory over Iran. Iran's ballistic missile program could be destroyed in a few weeks. The regime would be so weakened that it could not choke off the Strait of Hormuz, and the likelihood that Iran would land blows against U.S. interests in neighboring countries was assessed as minimal. Obviously, that's not how it worked out in the end. And I guess their presentation was so compelling for Trump that he ignored our entire the military generals, the intelligence apparatus that were all saying they're not going to just fall. We're not going to be able to stop them from doing damage in the Strait of Hormuz. In addition, though, it wasn't just what we could do to them. It's what would happen inside of their borders. So Mossad's intelligence indicated, according to Benjamin Netanyahu, that street protests inside Iran would begin again, and with the impetus of the Israeli spy agency helping to foment riots and rebellion, an intense bombing campaign could foster the conditions for the Iranian opposition to overthrow the regime, which obviously blessedly happened several months ago. I'm kidding. By the way, they knew that wasn't true, and their own internal assessments were that it would just lead to absolute massive massacres of Iranian civilians. But those are the eggs, I guess, that must be broken to make the omelet of the foreign policy that Benjamin Netanyahu wanted to see in the world. Now, all of these lies have been very clear, whether some choose to recognize it or not. Thankfully, some are. Ranking member of the Armed Services Committee, Representative Adam Smith, could be on that list. Take a look.
What's your sense about these new reports that Israel told the U.S. that there's a new Iranian plot to try to kill the president?
Well, it's very hard to tell. I mean, certainly Iran has made the statement, as your guest said, since the killing of Soleimani, over 6 years ago now. It's also easy to see that Israel would want to sort of buck up Trump, make him more willing to take on Iran more strongly. Netanyahu has been, pushing for that tougher stance, a more hawkish approach to Iran for quite some time. Now, crucially, without any clear plan for how that's going to turn into some sort of success in terms of fundamentally breaking the Iranian regime. But Israel certainly has that interest. So it's hard to know. It's hard to know exactly what that intel is. I mean, the bigger problem, as you pointed out, the ceasefire has broken down. We don't seem to have a plan going forward for how to achieve our objectives.
No, the ceasefire is him throwing those missiles at Iran. That's the ceasefire. Once he gets what he wants, he's going to go back to pouting again. And pouting some more. And then if he doesn't get what he wants, he'll just throw a hissy fit. That's mainly what he does. Just like he did with the whole SAVE Act. He got a little hissy fit because the Democrats won't help us with the SAVE Act. Well, actually, it was a couple of Republicans that said no to the SAVE Act, believe it or not. So, along with that, you have the Watson versus RNC case. Yes, people are going to be voting for mail-in ballot. Good one. But of course, there was another blow. They gave him, the Supreme Court gave him more power. This is where I say we need to just stop the whole Trump regime, because Trump is going to do whatever the hell he wants to do. If he wants to ruin America, let him do that. We need to place our focuses on two things: Congress and the Supreme Court. John Roberts needs to go. He needs to be impeached. Yes, you can impeach judges. Clarence Thomas, do we have to say it? Everybody from that Republican machine just needs to just go. All right. JD Vance needs to go. Mike Johnson with his goofy. Ooh. I heard some things over the great. I heard some questionable things about Mr. Mike Johnson. Some very, very questionable things about Mike Johnson, which will not be aired on the We-On-Loc Nation show. But let's just say it's kind of fruity. I'm gonna put it that way. So you got that. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene exposing the hell out of Trump. Again, we don't have no sympathy, no empathy for Marjorie Taylor Greene, nothing like that. Just keep exposing your boy for the nitwit, the income poop that he really is. So, and we're going to expose this Nazi for what he really is too. And I'm just not talking about Trump. Oops. So everybody's harping and moaning about Graham Planner. Let's see. I'm just now hearing about this. Again, I came on the air and I was being honest. I said, I'm just now hearing about the Democratic Party hiring an ex-Nazi. Let's see what this is about.
Somebody who's had fantasies, somebody
reminds me of the whole crazy.
Shouts out to Reese Waters. Reese Waters is cool as hell.
You good? But what you're not gonna do, is be out here posting about Graham Plattner at all.
The only thing I disagree with is when she said that he hadn't been vetted. No, he had been vetted. All of the things that have been stated, it was all out in the public. And people like Ro Khanna, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Tim Walz, the Bulwark, Pod Save America, all these people came together to overlook it all, to explain it all, to rationalize it all. He was vetted. People knew all these things. And a whole bunch of Democrats in Maine showed up and voted for him anyway, and a bunch of donors from around the country sent him money anyway. I agree with Alyssa's question. What changed? Why are you bailing on Graham Plattner now? You already signed off on Tattoo, a self-described communist, somebody who's had fantasies, somebody who has been on a social media platform known as a playground for predators, and on and on and on and on. Between this accuser and the previous one is simply this. She's a liberal. It's okay, I guess, for Democrats that their candidates assault conservatives.
Scott Jennings. No, Scott Jennings, come on. Hey, I feel the same way about this as I felt about Belgium doing the Trump dance, right? Belgium was doing the Trump dance. I was like, hey, I'm not mad at the dance, but Belgium. Huh? Belgium.
I'm going to tell you like this. Democrats are going to do what Democrats are going to do. Because they are, some of them, most of them are very, very forgiving people. Would I hire somebody like that? Absolutely not. Possibly Mega would. Mega is the most innocent cult ever. Keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. But I digress. But if you want to burn the United States to the ground, that's on y'all. Meanwhile, the rest of us are going to keep on living. They're going to keep on living and keep on living and keep living and keep it ticking.
Don't make me get
unless those seats turn blue. Sorry to say.
Congo. Don't make me get Congo.
Michael Jackson,
This dude straight up looks like a damn Nazi.
Man having to leave the Senate race.
We believe that for the movement to continue, it can't be made. And for that reason, we are suspending campaign operations.
Well, we're in an era.
Wow, he's showing that to see that dude straight up looks like a goddamn Nazi, but I don't know. I'm gonna go live tomorrow, and obviously harping more and more on the whole Jasmine Crockett thing a little bit later on tomorrow, because the avalanche for this woman has completely, it is off the rails right now. Completely off the freaking rails. And she has what? July, August, September, October, November, December. She's out of here in January. She has 5 months to go. And she is yet the talk of the town still. I mean, forget Trump. Forget Mike Johnson. Forget anybody in Congress. Jasmine Crockett is still the talk? Is it her hair? I don't know. Is it her look? Is it how she walks, how she talks, how she handles herself? Our world is in shambles, but then again, I mean, split differences. This economy is not well. It's not well at all. Healthcare is in the shitter right now. Healthcare is not looking well. But we're talking about Jasmine still. Why? I hate to call y'all out, but I'm going to do it anyway. White folks, white people. Question. Why is she still in your mouth? Why is she still in your inboxes? Why is she still the talk? Well, she talks about racism now? Does she still? Are you offended that she still talks about racism? If you are trying to elude or exclude racism from conversations, try again. It doesn't matter how you feel at this point, because the country is so divided. Thanks to your general in chief, this country is just completely split down the middle. And you want us to get along and just forget about where we came from, who we are as a people. Not necessarily the case. This is supposed to be a political issue. How are we going to make it political where everything else is a racial divide, a sexual, a gender divide. You won't even let Hillary Clinton in office. How's that? How's that for you? You won't even let Hillary Clinton in office. You won't let Kamala Harris in office. Come on now. You won't even let a black woman in office. If you won't, wait a minute. I said that all wrong. If you have a problem with Kamala Harris, I can only imagine what anybody who is African American, how would they feel if they were to reach office? I mean, we're still, I guess, white America is still paying for what happened with the Obamas 16 years ago. Okay, you're still pissed off about that, even though that was just an experiment, right? That is just crazy. That's why we need I would feel more better if we had ambassadors, but that's a whole different conversation in itself. A whole different conversation in itself. So again, I'm gonna get into some more on Jasmine Crockett in detail, because I don't think that woman is getting a fair shake. She is not a fair shake, because you have all these YouTube influencers who have over, I would say, over 100 more subscribers than me. But if I were to be in a MAGA for the Republican Party, I would probably shoot that far up. But then again, I have no purpose for it, because I'm not a bigot. I'm not a bigot, and I'm damn showing a liar. And I'm not a coward either. That's what the Republican Party is to me. There's a whole bunch of lies and a whole bunch of deceitfulness. But the Democratic side has their demons too. They got to get they got to get some of that racist element out of them. And this is why I say, well, I'll get into all that later. But for one woman to get all this heat is mind-boggling to me. For one woman to get all this heat is very, very, very mind-boggling to me. And she lost the Senate race. Not only did she lose the Senate race, she got humiliated during, before, and after the Senate race was over. I told you she wasn't gonna win. I told you she wasn't gonna win. And she's getting it on both sides, which is crazy work. Jasmine gets it on both sides of the aisle. It's not just the Republican Party. She gets it from the Democratic Party as well. I changed my mind. I changed my mind being a Democrat a long time ago. And all because of what? Because of, what is it called? Philosophical differences, or whatever that word is. So I made myself a deal. I said, well, whoever I decide is worthy of running that seat, then I will give them my vote. Not saying that I'm not gonna vote, period. I'm saying that these big names are definitely gonna get my vote. And speaking of votes, you got, again, like I said before, you got these people who want to blame Jasmine Crockett for what Tellerico is not receiving. He is not receiving the black vote. And there's a reason why he's not receiving the black votes, because black voters do not want anything to do with Tellerico. They just don't. But you're having people, even though she is getting humiliated, you're having people on the Democratic side saying this is not about egotism. This is about doing the right thing and just voting blue so we can vote, so we can have Texas just turn blue for the first time in over 30 years. That's not our problem. That's Tellerico's problem. And he has came out and said, well, we're all one and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, you know, you're a good guy. You know, I said that plenty of times. He's a good guy. Good guy. Had no smoke for him whatsoever. However, there is his party, though. There's his supporters that support him, who was talking a lot of shit about Jasmine. And you don't say anything. You don't address it until later. And now all of a sudden, you need help. I guess you better hurry up and pick up that phone. I guess you better hurry up and not call Tyrone, but call Mrs. Crockett, because Mrs. Crockett can convince, not all of them, but can convince a whole bunch of them to vote for you if you are real serious about winning November's election, because any and everybody can beat Ken Paxton. Anybody can beat Ken Paxton at this point. So, but that's who Trump has, campaigned for. So, with that being said, I'll get into those particular details a little bit later this week, and that's just it. But anybody have any questions for me? As a matter of fact, I got a question for y'all. Who do you want representing you in the Democratic Party in November? Who do you want supporting? Who do you want in the White House and the Republican side? Let me start over, because this is the general election. I got these things all mixed up. So, general election coming up. You got the Senate seat. Who do you want in that Senate seat? Let's start there. Who do you want in that Senate seat? You have Ken Paxton over here, and then you got James Tellerico over here. Epstein file still ain't put. Epstein file still ain't put. Epstein files are more redacted than released. Agreed. But no one's paying attention to the Epstein files anymore. This is the reason. This is merely the reason why we're in a war right now, is because of the actual files. He wants to so badly be of importance, not only in America, to himself, and just ignore all of what's going on, all of what in detail, what those Epstein files, when they're being redacted over and over again, is like they just put anything out there that they just want to put out there. They don't want to incriminate Trump, because I have to tell you, folks, we're living in the America now that the elitists, they really don't care anymore. The elitists do not give a fuck anymore. The people who are in charge, the people who basically pay him to do their dirty work, they don't care anymore. It's like, we'll just come out and just tell you what we want. They're the ones that control the FBI. They're the ones that control the House. They're the ones that control the Senate. They're the ones that control the presidency. And we all know who those people are. So why are we even... If we're going to be real serious and we'll have a serious conversation about what's going on here in America, I'm gonna need people to lock in. Because we're going through all this back and forth and not realizing who's getting away with all the minerals, all the coltan, all the oil, all the gold, all the silver, all the copper, and all the money and all the land, while we're still stuck pitching pennies. That's why there is no winner on the Republican or Democratic side. That's why we just argue back and forth all day. Every 4 years, we argue back and forth. But nobody wants to face the reality. Who really controls the United States of America? Vance is being controlled, numbnuts. Y'all don't want to have the conversation. Y'all do not want to have a serious conversation. Why did she leave this up here? No, I'm gonna eat this motherfucker. So whenever you people want to have a real serious conversation, and that's on both sides of the aisle, let me know. Because I'm tired of messing with y'all. People are delusional. You think 1 year Trump is going to do all those? Well, at least somebody figured it out. Somebody actually figured it out. The rest of y'all, where are y'all? There was only one person that figured it out. That is crazy work. Only one person figured it out. And the rest of y'all, like, damn, come on now. I ought to give you a shout out. But I'm gonna let y'all guess. Who is the real hotshot callers in this country? I'll give you a hint. They're the ones that called the United States, Donald Trump, to help them with this war in Iran. And every time they had a meeting with these people, right? Every time another person figured it out. Okay. Every time they have a meeting, Donald Trump doesn't say nothing. Not a word. He doesn't say not a damn thing. I swear to be Almighty God, I have never seen this man's facial expression. Usually when it comes to you and I, he'll be like, yeah, whatever. Go on and kick rocks with an open-toe sandal. But with these individuals, Israel's the true, what they call them, what do they call them? The true natives or whatever they call themselves. I have never seen a facial expression from Trump in my entire life. I have never seen him stone-faced before in my entire life. And that's the honest to God truth. They made him kiss the wall and everything. Them catching him yelling at Baruchnikov or whatever his fuck his name is. That's just the all one. That's just entertainment. Trump would, if he can't listen, Trump is too goddamn afraid of big leadership. I mean, he'll talk shit about Obama unless Obama was straight in his face. But he won't talk shit to Putin. He won't talk shit to Putin. He won't talk shit to none of them big leaders. He won't talk shit to one of them big leaders. But then again, I read his face. I read his facial expression. And I'm like, why is he looking like that? He doesn't know what he's doing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Trump to go. You had your fun. You had your fun. It is time to grow up. It is time to put on them big boy and big girl panties, drawers, panties, whatever. It is time to grow up and grow out of Trump. Trump is not a Republican nor a Democrat. He is an opportunist. I'm trying to tell you. I am literally trying to tell you. And the Epstein files, you can forget about that. Unless they are real serious of putting out those files, you can just throw the baby out with the bathwater, because you're just going to get more redaction. You're going to get more redaction unless somebody absolutely comes out with the truth. Tom Hanks and Spielberg are dead. Tom Hanks was just at the round table with Jamie Foxx. I don't know what the hell is going on. It's about domination. Exactly. It's about domination of the world. Why do you think they have underground connections? Why do you think they have connections and y'all don't? Y'all are getting more dumbed down. This generation, why do you think their education system sucks? You're getting more dumber and more dumber by the year. This Gen Z generation is getting the full brink of it. Why do you think Linda McMahon is in charge of education? She doesn't know anything about the education field. She's been with her husband for 2 or 3 decades. What does she know about the education field? She was with Vince McMahon for all that time. What does she know? Anybody who acts smarter than these people, just tell me what the difference. Just figure out what's the difference is between, let's just say, Asians and Americans. What they do, how they do it, education. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm talking about education and how they do things. How our children graduate less than what they do over there. You guys gotta stop pretending. You guys gotta stop pretending and start listening. Donald Trump ain't saying these things just to be saying these things, and constantly keeps repeating himself over and over and over again. And I'm not saying Jasmine Crockett is all that in a bag of chips. But there is a reason. There is a reason they will not let a woman in the White House. There is a reason for that. There is a reason why they let Trump parole. You could have gave me Ross parole and you would have never ever seen me complain ever, any. Because I wouldn't even be doing this right now. But if you would have gave me Ross parole, if you would have gave me George Bush Jr., if you would have gave me them, I'd have been like, okay, all right, I see where they're going with this. But at least they got some decency about them. You got Trump who thinks he's still a realtor in his head. You don't fire Mitch McConnell, who let's just face it, had a heart attack. Allegedly. We say allegedly on here. Allegedly had a heart attack, and you say death to him? And this was before, mind you. Blacks marry other black men marry black women 82% of the time. What are we doing? I guess when it comes to victimhood, I guess when it comes to the victim mentality thing, white people have this fatigue about them, and I don't even want to get into the fatigue thing. White people have this fatigue about them that they say, well, we're not responsible for yesteryears. You may not be responsible for yesteryears, and I never said that you were responsible for what happened to our ancestors. I never said that you were responsible for that, because you just got here. But you do benefit from these. You do benefit from your great grandparents who were responsible for all the suffering that happened to us. And if you want to cut out the fatigue, if you want to stop the fatigue from happening, then maybe some humiliation should come upon you all. And just say, hey, we fucked up. Maybe that'll help. Maybe if you would just say these words, 3 words, we fucked up. And say it louder so everyone can hear you. We fucked up. Maybe that'll help. And admit your crimes. Too much like right. Too much like right.
But the president got 30 of them things. Man, this some old bullshit. And don't let us have to start walking the halls of Congress, people that's already in Congress.
Accountability for these things. But things started to come to a head a month ago when a group of women who had previously dated or encountered him described a lot of troubling behavior, in some instances domestic violence, and really serious allegations against him. At the time, he just denied the allegations. He was like, it's not true. Trust me on this, it's not true. And people kind of just kept it pushing.
An inability or
He had a domestic violence dispute?
an unwillingness.
What the hell is going on? There's nothing wrong with being independent. Nothing wrong. Because in 1 minute on the Republican side, you can't stop putting your hands on a woman, allegedly. You cannot. We hear rumors that you cannot stop putting your hands on people. On the other side of the aisle, we got abortions, we got gays, we got all these issues, right? Horizontal issues. There's nothing wrong with going independent. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with going independent. However, you got to be truthful to some things. Number one, what I said before, white folks had to literally come out and say, we messed up. And not y'all per se. Again, I know you were just born yesterday. I'm talking about your ancestors who were responsible for the death and destruction of Black people in the United States. I'm not calling you guys out necessarily, but it's not like you can just dig your ancestors from the grave and just say, hey, you mind apologizing real quick? I'm tired of being blamed for everything. I'm like, geez, golly, why? Just own up to it. Own up to it and say, we made a mistake. We, as a European nation, made a mistake. What's wrong with that?
To even consider the limitations of the man you chose is how you ended up so far down this road with Graham Plattner. Because one thing you absolutely, positively cannot say is, we never saw this coming. You can't.
Today about reporting that Iran had recently devised a new plot to assassinate him, according to Israeli intelligence. He said, and I quote, I've been on their list for a long time. That's what we're dealing with. He went on to say, the only thing is I've left instructions, if anything happens, to just literally bomb them all at levels that they've never seen before. Now, we're learning more about that alleged assassination.
Again, for those who are coming in, he was mentioning about aiming 1,000 missiles. First of all, we don't have I don't think we even have 1,000 missiles. Do we have 1,000 missiles? Plus like 500 more or something like that. You can't just aim 1,000 missiles their direction without it being a consequence. Get boots on the ground. Then if there's no other alternative, then I would think you would throw missiles in the air. But that just calls a retaliation amongst them, amongst the Pakistanians, amongst Chinese, because it's going to affect the emotion. You know, I'm trying really hard, doing what's going on, Barb? What's going on, Barb? You sound irritated. What's going on? Wait a minute. I gotta read what's going on with Barb. She's getting kind of irritated right now. Well, what's going on? What is going on? Yeah, I know. Woosah on it, just woosah. My mother grew up in the train, Mississippi, and in the cotton fields. I mean, yes. And again, you weren't. I'm cool right now. And you weren't free until 1865. But then again, you weren't really free. You weren't free in your mind. Grim, if you can erase the Dred, if we can erase the Dred Scott case, if we can erase Jim Crow, if we can disparage Willie Lynch from this, and it's still in law to this very day. If we can undo all those things, we've made some progress. I said some, not all. All right. Get married, get a job. Stay out of our neighborhoods. Maybe we can get married. Stay out of our businesses. Maybe we can get married. Stay out of our communities. Maybe we can get married and have good nice things. Good nice things. Just imagine if it was the white man's burden. I like that movie. You ever seen The White Man's Burden with John Travolta? John Travolta and that one singer. Who's the singer? I forgot who the singer was. But anyway, that was a good movie. You should watch it. Here comes Malcolm X. That's blasphemy. Okay, all right. I saw Charlie Kirk leaning to the left the other day. Again, I don't even know who the fuck Charlie Kirk was, so you can't put that on me. You cannot put that shit on me. So I don't even know who that motherfucker was. He's no different from Richard Spencer. Come on now, stop. It's just another Richard Spencer. They got that lean in my cup.
Plot, according to an Israeli source, and involved this man, the new commander of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, who was part of a group advocating for such a plan. Israeli intelligence told the Trump administration it reflected a desire among elements of Tehran's hardline leadership to target President Trump rather than a specific detailed plan to carry out such an operation. That's according to the Israeli source and a U.S. official.
In his first message since the funeral of his father and predecessor, Iran's supreme leader vowed revenge in a written statement attributed to him on state media. And meanwhile, President Trump posted late Friday evening that missiles are locked and loaded, ready to strike Iran should Tehran try to kill him. Trump said Iran has wanted him dead for years, adding that if anything were to happen to him, the United States should literally bomb them at levels they've never seen before. Joining me now is senior military analyst for CNN and former Supreme Allied Commander of NATO, Admiral James Stavridis. Admiral, great to see you as always. Would Iran really risk the fury that would follow if they attempted to assassinate President Trump?
The question is, who is Iran? I think we are in a modality at the moment, at least, where there are clearly 2 or 3 different claques at the top of that government. That's why we get frequently very mixed messages, and we get a lot of very harsh rhetoric alongside kinetic action, striking ships in the Gulf. On the other hand,
let me tell you something. Barb don't play. Barb do not play. I told these dudes a long time ago. Don't play with my auntie in the building. Do not play. Auntie in the building, do not play. We are trying to be logical here. We are trying to be in a logical base, in a logical place where, golly oh my, we're trying to be logical here. But when you ain't, it's like, it's what I'm going to need people to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you have not done so, become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. Okay, fine. Hold on. Let me. All right. Somebody wanted the Dave Chappelle treatment. Okay, fine, cool. All right, here we go. There. Hey, what are you doing in here? What the hell are you talking about, you coon? Wait a second, man. Wait, what are you doing taking over my... You goddamn forsaken coons. You goddamn pickaninnies. I'm going to tell you one time and one time only. This is our good goddamn nation. We're going to pillage and plunder all the blackies. We're going to pillage and plunder all the Mexicans, the Condoleezza's rights. Is it Condoleezza's rights? Sounds like a Mexican dish. Why don't we send her over to Mexico and liberate her? White power. White power. All right, that's enough. Again, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and give a little heart. Give a little heart. Give a gift. Please give a gift. It was my birthday on the 6th. It was my birthday, and nobody gave me any gifts. Nobody gave me a gift. I forgot what I was going to tell you, but either way, tomorrow I will be live, and we're going to go in further detail about the whole Jasmine Crockett thing, because again, I think she can be president in the United States. Maybe not now, maybe not ever, but we're going to continue to push that envelope, because there's something behind in every century, every millennia, you have that one special person. And I think Jasmine Crockett is that special person. If she wasn't so special, then how come she's getting all this press? How come she's getting all this press and not Trump? Trump, whatever time he talks, people pay him the attention. But when Jasmine is speaking about specific things, she's getting the break of the attention. And she's just doing what she's doing for her party and putting people in the right positions, or helping people putting them in the right positions. You know what I'm saying? So I just say this: vote for whoever you want to vote for this November. Just be sure of this: if we have to endure him the next 3 years, or 2.5, I should say, 2, 3, whatever, doesn't matter. If we had to endure him the next 3 years, imagine where America is going to be right now. Just imagine where America is going to be. So I can't take accountability unless you take accountability and say you're sorry. Unless you get a third of white folks. And again, I'm not saying that you are responsible for what goes on, what did go on in this country, what still goes on in this country. It kind of is your fault. But anyway, whenever you can say these words, "We fucked up," then come see me. Come see me. Mate, I am black. Then this is a damn shame. So why are you bitching and what you bitching and moaning again? What are you bitching and moaning about? I think we've been spoiled by the Republican Party. I think that's just what it is. We've been spoiled by the Trump regime in his administration, which not everybody is standing along with him. That's why he constantly keeps hiring new people. Elbow for whatever. Elbow for whatever puts America first. I don't care what party they are on. So independency. If we are to be independent, we have to be honest. We need to be honest about America and what America is feeding us right now. If we can't be honest, we can't have a conversation. That's just the bottom line of it. Everybody's talking about facts here, facts there. Facts has gotten people killed or unalived. Facts has gotten a lot of people unalived lately. But if we get a whole community to say, hey, let's stop the BS. You don't want what's good for America, because if you did, gas prices wouldn't be at $1. It wouldn't even be at $1 because those days are over. Those days of gas being 50 cents, gas being $1, gas being $1.99, those days are over. I remember when I was in Lansing, Michigan, those gas prices looked doozy to me compared to what they are now. But we have to be honest. We have to be honest about what food we're eating. Ladies and gentlemen, the food is killing us faster than anything else. And it's all to the good, all to the thanks of Bill Gates. Bill Gates' involvement with the food industry, with the farm industry. Why do you think Burkina Faso kicked him out? Why do you think Ibrahim Traoré kicked him out of Africa? Divide and conquer, one-on-one. Why do you think Burkina Faso is locked to Americans right now? I plan on writing him a letter and saying, let the, not the Negro, because the Negro has lost his damn mind. Let the Pan-African in. And I can prove to you I'm Pan-African. Grow your own food and I plan on to. Trust me. I mean, the soil here, but here's the thing about the soil. We don't know how dangerous the soil is. Them GMOs is a killer. Bad enough. But then there's another one coming up the road. It's called RGN or some shit. I want to see your crops, my nigga. I want to see your crops. I want to see your crops. I want to see your house. I want to see your base. Don't worry about ours. I want to see your base. You must be an FBA or you must be one of them FBAs or some shit. Because I can get better in let's just say Ghana. I can get whatever I can get based on what they have in Ghana than what I have here. I can have that shit fly in from Ghana, come all the way to here to the United States and grow food here. grow food in that pan. If it don't have seeds in it, don't eat it. If it doesn't have, if any of your fruits don't have no seeds in it, don't eat it. You wonder why Sprouts is so expensive. Man. I guess y'all need to leave the televisions alone. Did I say anything about meats? Ew, pay attention. I'm gonna have to don't worry. I'm gonna have to put you on 10 minutes. I need for you to pay attention. Seriously. Meat is killing you. Do you see any cows anywhere? Do you see any cows in the area? You see a few cows here and there. Who's breeding the freaking cows? Who's doing that? Who's cutting them up, lacing them up, and putting them out there? Where are you getting your hamburgers from? Why are you eating so many hamburgers? You got so many hamburger joints, but you ain't got barely any cows. Where are you getting your meat from? I need y'all to pay attention. Lock in. Pay attention. You got all these burger joints. Burger King, Smash Brothers, or whatever they call it. Freaking Five Guys, In and Out. Junior Burger, any other of these burgers. Red meat comes from cows. And we hardly have any freaking cows. Where are you getting your meat from? If I were to tell you where you got your meat from, oh boy. Unless you got robot cows, half of that meat you have to send right back. Tell them. I'll give you a hint. You think Epstein was actually eating food that he got from the grocery store? If anyone has seen any videos of Epstein eating good, you are sadly mistaken. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Man, the truth will set you freaking free. But then again, the truth is tainted. The truth is tainted for many reasons. Number one, the truth is too much for certain people. Because if I told you that most of your meats are coming from your babies, the babies that you put in, some of your babies that you put in foster care, the babies that are being kidnapped. For every burger, there's a baby. You're eating your babies and don't even know it. Too much for you, huh? No, I don't smoke. I don't smoke and I don't drink. Think about it. There are at least We ain't gonna put a percentage on it. Let me see. There we go. Mind-blowing stats. That's to 2024. Got anything for 2026? What used to be in the billions, is now in the millions. Got any updates? How many cows are there in the world? Let me see. Hit that like button, hit that share, hit that subscribe. Some of those cows had to be brought back. Ain't no freaking updates. According to this, approximately there was once upon a time 1.5 billion to 1.57 billion, according to various sources. But then, as you know, most of that meat had to come back. That's why they had to do a recall on each and every single one of the grocery stores. Because it wasn't something wrong with the meat, there was something wrong with the cows in general. And so later on, it became thank you for the ball. Thank you. From Argentina. Is Argentina still in the mix? Belgium pissed me off. Belgium was supposed to win. That's Wisconsin. I'm from Michigan. Wisconsin ain't shit. Wisconsin ain't shit. Wisconsin breeds cows. I'm talking about everywhere else. And once again, you gone down from the billions to the millions within a matter of a couple of years. Why is that? Why do you think that some of your foods are illegal in other countries? Mm-hmm. How come you have over millions of Americans having hypertension and high blood pressure every year? Even cancer, even. I don't even want to have that conversation. Oh, thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you for the gift. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. You want to have an honest conversation, let me know. If you want to have an honest conversation, you need to let me know. Wisconsin ain't shit. We number all of these in the world with cheese. We're for cheese and for the whole fucking world. Because we also drink every other. You also drink every other state. Obviously, you haven't been in Michigan, but I digress. We eat motherfuckers like y'all for breakfast. But anyway, I'm running out of time. Yeah, but I will be back tomorrow. I thought I'd just get up to speed of what's going on in the world of Trumpism today, in the world of what's going on. I mean, there's a lot that's going on right now between black folks getting lynched, Donald Trump gaining ground, gaining money. I need to know what's wrong with your boy Mike Johnson. Why is Mike Johnson so fruity? He said, "Fuck Trump." He said, "Fuck Donald Trump." Why? Okay, fuck Donald. I can understand that, but why is Mike Johnson so fruity? I heard that he his brother and them or whoever allegedly said that he went to truckers and was trying to pray with them, and you know what? I ain't gonna even throw that out there. So what Mike Johnson does with his business, with his sexuality is his business. Whatever he wants to do with his business is his business. But yeah, that's some goofy shit. But anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd just get y'all up to speed of what I basically heard through the grapevine and the assassination attempt. So again, if he wants to act bold, well, it's whatever. But if I were him, I would set up a meeting himself. I will set up a meeting and tell these people what you are willing to do for them, what you are willing to do for Iran, because I am telling you right now, if bombs start flying, this is the last resort. I'm telling you, and I'm telling you this so you will know. This is just not me talking shit. This is what I know to be for real. If bombs start flying, they're going to retaliate. Mark my words, Iran, along with Pakistan and China, are going to retaliate, and including Russia are going to retaliate. Mark my words. Just, I mean, I really want to say what I really want to say, but I'm trying to watch my words. I'm just gonna leave it at this. He said, "Woohoo." Well, whatever you want, whatever. Just keep him safe. Keep him here. Try to keep him off social media, first and foremost. Keep him off social media. Can you do that? Absolutely not. You don't have the ability to tell Trump what to do. His advisors don't tell him what to do. His own advisors don't tell him what to do. He's going to simply do it whether he wants to do it or not. Let him keep doing it. And if they do the exact same thing that he did to the people in Venezuela, let it happen. Because if the bombs start flying coming from the United States, rockets, not bombs, but rockets. If the rockets start flying, rockets are going to come over here. And don't tell me this crap about, well, they got force fields. Frick all that. They ain't got no damn force fields. What is this, Silverhawk? What is this? Thundercats? What is this? What is this? George Jetsons? We ain't got no damn force field. None of this shit is gonna keep the rockets from coming into the United States and hitting us. We're gonna be the victims, not him. He could care less. Trump could care less. I'm telling you, and I'm telling you so I know. What did my man, and shouts out to my boy Dietrich Davis. Dietrich Davis here. Wrestling World Order. I'm telling you, Dietrich Davis, he's right on the money on this. Do not let him press that death button. Do not let him do it. I will be back with another video sooner than later. Nah, fuck it. Ending stream.